From Cichy Stadium in Fargo, North Dakota. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jed Thomas alongside of my partner, Emmett Kenny, as we get set for North Dakota High School boys soccer action as the Shanley Deacons get ready to take on the Grand Forks Red River Roughriders. Well, folks, I can't say it's a beautiful night for soccer here as we've got strong winds blowing in and pretty cloudy skies, but nonetheless, we're looking at what should be a very exciting game between two very evenly matched teams. The Shanley Deacons and Grand Forks Roughriders come into this game with pretty similar records, both looking to pick up crucial wins in conference play. We'll expand more on that later. For now, though, we are going to step away for a brief word from our sponsors, but don't go anywhere. Some great soccer action's coming up in just a minute.
Bell Bank, Butler Machinery Company, Adds Marine and Storage, the Fargo Jet Center, First International Bank and Trust, Forum Communications, Haley's Hope, Kochman Brothers Homes, Luther Family Buick GMC, Master Construction, More Engineering, Netrix IT, Northern Improvement Company, Off the Wall Advertising, Robert Gibb and Sons, SANFORD Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Shields, and TCI Insurance.
Welcome back to high school soccer action here on Shanley TV. I'm Jed Thomas, of course joined by Emmett Kenny. And Emmett, we are getting ready for what should be a pretty crucial game here for the Shanley Deacons, looking for their first win in conference play. What are you expecting from these two teams here tonight?
Well, Jed, I'm expecting a big game from Shanley and Red River both. Both need these points. Whether it's 3 points for a win or 1 for a draw, in this competitive VDC this year, it will be every point will be important when it comes to making state.
Absolutely, and so like I said, Shanley still looking for that first conference win. As you talked about, they desperately need those points. Red River, meanwhile, fresh off of a conference victory over North, they're looking to string together 2 wins in a row, 2 conference wins in a row, which would no doubt be huge for their momentum. So Emmett, let's go into this a bit further. Can you tell us who do you see sticking out for either team here tonight?
Well, Jed, my player to watch for the Riders tonight is number 3, Stoker Short, the captain operating on that Red River back line. Tonight he will be tasked with fending off the speedy attack of Kai Nellermo and the Deacon attackers. And for the Deacons, I'm expecting a big game out of Drew Beiswinger and Landon Oden, 2 freshmen operating in the midfield, and they will be tasked with providing the Shanley outside midfielders long balls towards the corners. And I believe if the Deacons can get some solid crosses provided into the 18-yard box, they may get themselves some decent scoring opportunities. Couldn't
agree with you more there, Emma. Absolutely. And looking at those players you talked about, one thing that's interesting to highlight, Stoker Short, a guy you mentioned, is one of many seniors on this Red River roster, while the 2 guys you mentioned for Shanley are both freshmen. I think that really highlights the difference in experience between these two teams. Can you tell us how much do you think that experience difference will matter tonight?
I think that will mean a lot. Obviously, Red River with 11 seniors on their roster and Shanley starting a couple freshmen in the midfield. I think the difference in experience may be big, but it just depends on if the young players for Shanley can step up and meet the standard of these experienced Red River players.
Absolutely, Emmett. So that should be something to watch. Like I said, we'll see if those seniors can try and take advantage of some youth on that Shanley team. Another thing I mentioned earlier was the wind. It is blowing very strong from a southeasterly direction across the field. That wind can play a huge factor, especially on those long balls, can really change the direction of a ball when it's up in the air. So that's certainly going to be something to watch. Now, we are just seconds away from getting this one going. Crucial conference matchup early on in the season for both teams. Shanley's last game against Cheyenne was postponed, so they've been on a long layoff. But here we go. They're back in action as Red River will start with the ball, volleying along their back line, just trying to get it out of trouble. And right off the bat, the Riders are going to put it out of bounds deep in their own territory, giving the Deacons a throw-in and a good opportunity early on. Jay Stu tosses this one in, takes a bounce off of Kai Nellermo, and he'll have to track it down out of bounds for another throw-in here for the Deacons. Nellermo with the quick toss, looking for Luke Noah, who's playing up tonight out of that normal defensive position. A nice box out, though, from Stoker Short will make that Deacon corner kick, perhaps, as Jay Stu's going after it? Or maybe not. Emmett, did you see what happened there?
Yep, I believe it's a Shanley corner. Jay Stu's running over to that corner, placing the ball down for a kick.
Okay, so that is the case. And right off the bat here, a big opportunity for the Deacons. They've had a couple early on, and we know they need a fast start. That's not been something they've been doing lightly, as that corner was in a good spot. No one could get ahead on it, though, and Red River's looking for the clear. Great little play there on the far side of the field by the Riders. It's sent down by Ethan Schaefer. Joe Mickelson going to try to keep it alive here for Shanley. Dew now has it on the near side. Dew going to go back to Mickelson. Andrade's in hot pursuit for Red River. Noah with a nice little touch pass, trying to hook up there in the middle of the field with Odin. Odin going to get it all the way over, able to find a man in Kyle Stitch, and now that ball's moved up to Lance. Lance going back to Odin. He gives to Reinholtz. Reinholtz able to keep it away from Huss for Red River. Deacon defense volleying around at midfield, and now here's Mickelson going to give it off to Dew once again. They're really working the close side of the field here as Evan Reinholtz tries to bust through the defense. He's met with initial resistance. Still got it. Over to Nellermo. Back to Noah. And here go the Deacons as Noah launches one from long range, just wide right of the post. But Emmett, what a series there for Shanley, wouldn't you say?
That was a great look for the Deacons there. They were getting some very good possession, passing it between the sides of the field, and a great shot there from Luke Noah, just squeaked by the post.
And how about this fast start? You know, one problem Shanley has had is they seem to start off kind of slow. Sometimes they get in early holes. That has not been the case here so far.
Yes, they've been very aggressive, keeping Red River on their heels. And if they can keep this up, they might find themselves some scoring opportunities.
So Red River caught a bit off guard here as Shanley continues to keep their foot on the gas. Luke Noah that time was putting the pressure on, but Angel De La Cruz on the far side of the field was able to keep this Red River ball. De La Cruz now will throw in. That ball knocked away from Rasuli. Rasuli, though, couldn't keep it as now Lance will give back to Reinholtz. Reinholtz at the 40 of Red River. Going to go back to Bolmy. Bolmy now advances up to Noah. Noah plays that one off the arm. Red River was calling for the handball, and they will get it on a delayed whistle. Little unintentional handball that time from Luke Noah. As the Deacons will turn it over. Again, a very strong initial volley from this Shanley team. Red River kind of been just kicked in the teeth here early on. You know, they weren't quite expecting it. They got caught off guard, but Shanley came out swinging. Red River going to try to swing the pendulum back in their favor as they take a long-range shot that won't go, but good to just get a shot on net. You want to keep that keeper honest. Huge bomb from Cam Hoff. Nice little wind assist that time. Ball knocked forward to Luke Noah. Noah trying to apply the pressure. Ball gets past Dew and back to Odin. Odin looking for Noah once again. Almost jumped that time by Brooks. Brooks couldn't quite get to it, though. Red River trying to advance. It was short that time. Able to work it up the far side. Now moving forward is Schaefer. Schaefer's ball broken up by Stitch. Stitch trying to get it to Reinholtz, but once again taken away by Red River. Looking to get back on even ground here with Shanley. On the near side, it's Andrade with pressure from Mickelson. Beautiful play, just skirting it along the out-of-bounds line. Now an opportunity is that time it's Magar. Magar, though, couldn't quite hold possession of it. And it looks like it will be Shanley ball on a throw-in. Mickelson trying to get this one downfield. Doesn't find its target, though. It's Garung with the header. Loose ball there on the sideline. Shanley thought they had it. That's not the case, though, as the referees signal in favor of Red River. Magar going to hand this one back over to Kroger for the throw-in. Kroger surveys. Now he's going to try to hook up with Magar. Jay Stu does a nice job jumping that one, and he'll just clear it down into Red River territory. And a couple riders will give chase as it rolls out of bounds. And Emmett, it sure feels like Red River is kind of even things out. They've definitely recovered from a fast start by Shanley.
Yes, they sure have. And I think counterattacking play is going to be a very large part of this game. Obviously, Shanley's had their moments, and so has Red River. But both teams have to be ready to throw numbers back in the event that the opposing team comes back with a quick counterattack.
And so Red River still trying to even that playing field like we're talking about. Just trying to work this ball forward, and there's a nice little pass, that time from Brooks, though he couldn't find anyone to get it to. Now here's a loose ball deep in Shanley territory. Kyle Stitch able to get to it, but now it's Schaefer who has it for Red River. Schaefer trying to get it up to Andrade, but Joe Mickelson, the senior, is there to knock it away. Nice job there being the last line of defense there for the Deacons.
Very heads-up play there by Joe Mickelson, just getting rid of the ball and clearing the pressure.
showing off that senior leadership and experience. Another name on that back line to mention is Owen Mears. We haven't called it yet today, but I think we'll be calling it a lot as this game goes on. He's really stepped up as Luke Noah has been moved forward to a more of an offensive role. Mears has had to fill his shoes there and has done quite a nice job. 34-20 remaining here in the first half. We've just begun this game. It was a quick start for Shanley early on. Red River, though, trying to even things out here as that ball's put out of bounds by Stoker Short, the senior defender. So it will be a throw-in now on the far side. Bolmy throwing it in, able to find Nellermo. Nellermo trying to get it over to Dew. Dew has an opportunity. Oh, man! What a goal from Jace Dew off the back of his foot, through the legs of the defender and into the back of the net.
What a throw there from Mason Bolmy. Got it just about into the middle of the 18. Takes an unfortunate bounce for Red River and lands right in front of Jace Dew, and he's able to put it away for the score.
And we didn't quite catch it on that replay there, but it was a real funny play. You know, I thought that ball was a little bit behind Dew, and so I didn't think he was going to get a clean shot off on it. But all of a sudden, he got a foot back there and just gave it a little tap, and the whole Red River defense was flowing in the wrong direction. You can see it right there on the replay. Dew makes a great play, a little bit of luck combined with some good skill there from the junior, and that gets Shanley on the board. There's Mears to knock it forward for the Deacons as they try to continue this fast start. Nellermo giving chase. Too many riders in the area, though. Maybe I spoke too soon, though. Nellermo able to get on top of it using his speed. Nellermo trying to do a little footwork there to get past the defender to no avail as it's poked out of bounds. And Emmett, how important is it for Shanley that they've got the lead early on in this one?
It is very crucial, Jed. They've obviously had a rough start in the beginning of the games so far this season. I think getting a goal here is huge for them to be able to get some momentum going forward with this game.
Lance tracks that ball down, tried to get a shot off on goal, but it's blocked nicely by the Red River defense. Bolmy in a tight battle that time with Huss, not able to come away with it. Lance tracks back for Shanley. The ball continues moving into Deacon territory and then is cleared by the defense. Red River looking to move it right back, though. Pass up to Schaefer. Schaefer knocking it over. On the far side, the Riders continue to advance this one. Pass intended for Huss. Didn't quite hook up with him, and here's Odin back the other way. Odin over to Noah. He wheels around. Going across the field looking for Stitch. That ball not quite going where he wanted it, though, as Rasuli will let it roll out of bounds, and the Riders will get a throw-in.
Lots of space in that midfield right now there, Jed.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure. We'll see if Red River can try and take advantage of it, as they're just going to move this ball in along that out-of-bounds line, and it's nicely cleared back that time by Evan Reinholtz for Shanley. Here goes Lance on the far side. Noah Lance tripped up, trying to get back to the ball. It's now in possession of Red River. Riders will look to advance using that back line to try and get it forward. And here's Andrade working through Mickelson. Tried to find a man. Andrade maybe wanting a call that time. Won't get it, as now Mears has tracked it down. Mears up to Odin. Odin now moving across over to Dew. Dew with a nice little pass, but it's too strong. Nellermo won't get there in time. Instead, it's Short who's there for Red River. Short with Nellermo on him just had to put it out of bounds, and I don't think it was touched by Nellermo. No, it was not, so it will be Shanley ball.
There was a great example of that Nellermo relentless attack. He's able to force the Red River defender to pass it out of bounds for a Shanley throw-in.
Absolutely. Nellermo has been a real good pest down there in the offensive zone for the Deacons, not allowing that Red River defense to get comfortable at all. There was an opportunity there for Lance, who couldn't quite get to the ball, as it's still Deacon ball on the far side. Nellermo couldn't get possession of that one. Andrade has it now. Andrade at the 30. Great move to get around Mickelson. Mickelson trying to get back on him. Andrade's got some speed. He'll try to hook up with someone in center field, but that's not going to work. He had for a moment there Huss, but that pass just not quite in the right area. Huss didn't get enough separation. Still, though, it's Red River ball as Schaefer will bring it forward up to Andrade. Andrade again got it forward, but that's as far as it's been, as he can't get back to it. Mears instead gets the clear. There's an advance for Red River. Brooks got it downfield. Andrade chases after it, puts a little pressure on Hoff, but Hoff is not phased as he scoops it up. Hoff gives this one the boot downfield, and then it's played off the head of Garung, and it'll be taken up right back by Shanley. Mickelson puts that one into the legs of Schaefer. Dew lets it roll. Last touch by a Deacon, so it will be Schaefer throwing in as of now.
Obviously, Jed, Red River's really trying to move up that right side of the field using Andrade. It looks like Rasuli is over there on the left side, a little lonely. I think if they could get a nice little switch, they would have some space and could possibly create a chance.
Definitely, Emmett. You're absolutely right. There's not been a lot of action on that far side, and you could argue that that's maybe not Shanley's strongest side as they're playing Noah Lance, a first-year player as a senior, with Kyle Stitch over there, very young player who's getting his first major minutes so far this season in these last couple games. So that's a good point. I think that's an area that Red River will have to try and exploit as this ball is going to roll out of bounds. 29-20 remaining in the first half. Cam Hoff looking to kick this one away. He's been enjoying that wind, able to get a lot more leg behind these kicks than usual, and you can see it there as he's got another great one past the 50. Luke Noah gives it a little assist there with the header. A couple of guys with headers from both teams as now it's tracked down by Kroger. Kroger couldn't get to it though. Jay Stu making trouble once again, then lost possession. It's nicely cleared by the Red River defense. Won't stay out for long though as Noah's bringing it in. What a pass from Luke Noah to Noah Lance. Lance though could not quite get it through. Blocked that time by Yai.
Lance obviously applying some pressure there. That was a great move by the Red River defender to stop that attack.
Yeah, Lance has done a good job getting the ball in the zone, generating some opportunities. He just has not been able to get a shot through. Maybe some better shot selection as he's had a couple balls now go off the legs of some defenders. Bolmy awaiting the throw-in here.
Bolmy was a critical part of that last goal with that throw-in. Let's see if he can do something again.
Very good point, Emmett. They're about in that same area, and yeah, he had some tremendous accuracy on the throw-in that time. Looks like the delay here is for maybe an injury for Red River. Looks like we got a man walking off under his own power. But now we've got Vakura coming in for Red River in place of the injured man. So here goes Bolmy with another throw-in. High ball up in the air. Looked like they were trying to set up Nellermo or Noah for the header. Right idea. It was just about in the right spot, but it ended up curling into the hands of the goalkeeper.
Yep, that was a great ball right into the 6-yard box, but that was a great move by Thingvold there to come out and make the play.
Yeah, good job playing aggressive there, not afraid to get his hands up, take it away. Evan Reinholdt's battling there, trying to get the ball through. Noah Lance now has it on the far side. He had it taken away briefly by Vakura. And now it'll be Stitch to throw it in. Stitch looking downfield, able to get it to Lance. Lance tried to work it along the out-of-bounds line, ended up crossing over, though. And so it will be Roughrider ball. Thingvold awaiting to kick this one away. He'll be kicking into some pretty strong wind. So let's see what he can do. And, yeah, not much you can do there. Only makes it out to about the 30, but that's pretty good considering the strength of the wind here as Lance is trying to move it forward again. But, once again, that's Rasuli able to break that ball up, force it out of bounds, last touched by the Deacons.
Yeah, that play there, Jed, really shows the importance of the wind in this game. Just a simple goal kick against the wind. It's not going very far, and 2 Deacons are ready to intercept that ball. Yeah,
absolutely. We talked about it earlier. That wind can play a huge role. Luckily for the Riders that time, Rasuli was there. He's been a pretty steady presence on the far side, as now we've got quite a bit of contact going on there at about the 45 and a whistle going against the Deacons. So that'll be an opportunity for Red River here on a free kick. Lined up to take it, it's Dilson Garung. And here goes Garung now into the wind. Got it high up into the air, curled back a little bit. Rasuli is there, but so is Lance. Lance with a rough collision that time with Rasuli. Moving a little gingerly, but he's back to full speed now as it's a quick throw in from Stitch. Forward to Nellermo. Nellermo and Lance now in the far side as it's up to Reinholdt, who just pops it forward and out of bounds. Last touched by Reinholdt. It'll be a throw in now for Grand Forks.
Noah Lance walking pretty gingerly over there on that far sideline. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a sub from the Deacons here.
Yeah, he looked a little shaken up, and then he accelerated to full speed there. But, yeah, I think you're right, Emmett. Maybe that's kind of catching up to him now. Like you said, he's moving pretty lightly on one foot.
For your upright, number 16, Musa Abdi.
And it was an awkward collision, too, as he and Rasuli kind of went one leg into another there. Hopefully nothing too major, as he's still moving around out there. So 25 minutes remain in the first half. It's a 1-0 lead for the Deacons, thanks to the J. Stu goal early on.
Jordan Miranda walking to center field right now for a substitution. You got to think he'll be going in for Lance.
I absolutely think that is right, Emmett, as now the Riders are going to look to capitalize here. The Deacons have one injured man out there, and they haven't been playing too aggressive the last couple minutes. That could change, though, as Luke Noah has a nifty little pass over to Nellermo. It was Kroger who got a foot on it that maybe saved a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Deacons, as Nellermo looked like he might take off with that one. And that's a nice play there from Kroger, just able to get a little contact on the ball.
That was a beautiful flick there from Luke Noah, creating a chance for Kai Nellermo, but good pressure by the Red River defense.
And now the Deacons will await this substitution, as you called that correctly, Emmett. Miranda checks in for Lance. Here's Dew now with the throw-in, trying to get over to Luke Noah. Noah in a battle now, 2 guys on him, trying to find a man. Ends up going out of bounds, last touched by Red River, so it's going to be Dew on another corner kick.
Alessandro Kroger has really had his work cut out for him so far here. Shanley really trying to work up that left wing.
Let's see what they can do here now on the corner. Second of the game, Dew taking it again. Maybe puts it a little lower this time. Noah with a great opportunity. Went down. Miranda got the second chance, but it did not go. Good save there from Thingvold.
Looked like Thingvold was a little out of position there. Maybe a little bit of a fortunate play for the Riders there, as the ball was in a dangerous position.
Yeah, Miranda did a great job just getting the foot on that one, getting the shot off. Unlucky, though, as, like you said, Thingvold happened to be in the right place that time. Wound up right in his arms. And so here's Vakura on the far side. Riders trying to get some offense going. They really have not pressured the Deacons very much. They've had a couple shots from the outside, but nothing, right up in there. Nothing that's really made Cam Hoff uncomfortable, and that's something that they're going to have to do here sooner rather than later. Miranda looking to advance it. Did not go for him, though, as it winds up out of bounds. It's Magar now throwing in for Red River. Fierce fighting for the ball now, as Magar will come away with it. Miranda putting pressure on him. Magar trying to work it up to Rasuli. Rasuli does a great job keeping it in bounds. There's a big collision with Odin. Delayed whistle, and they will get Rasuli there for a little hip check on Odin. Big kick, not wasting any time. Owen Mears trying to hook up with Nellermo that time. Would not go. Luke Noah trying to get back to it. He cannot. Loose ball at midfield. Odin now over to Dew. Dew back across, able to find Reinholtz. Reinholtz goes down, ball up to Noah, and it will be a free kick now for Shanley, but I tell you what, they maybe didn't even want that, as they were advancing that ball quite well with some numbers.
Yeah, that might have been a smart foul there by Magar to halt that Deacon attack. Now we have a free kick at about the 35 for Owen Mears.
And now one thing to consider, though, Mears has the wind at his back. Obviously, he could reach the net without it from here, but that might help him. Doesn't have to put too much power. Maybe he can try and float one up, let the wind take it, as this one's up and through the uprights, so a little too strong, and maybe that time Mears just not even realizing how strong that wind at his back was.
From that position, if he could have got that ball on goal, maybe creates a rebound that could have created some problems for Red River. But luckily for them, it sails over the net.
For sure, and so like you said, turns out to be a good foul that time by the Riders. 21:30 left to go here in the first half, as Beiswinger will check in for Shanley. That goal kick winds up back in control of the Deacons. Dew puts one on net, and pretty impressive shot there from Jay Stu from way far out at about the 35.
It was a very good attempt from Jay Stu there. Realizing he has the wind at his back, just having to go. Looks like just a little short, but maybe a little more power on that one. That could have been in the back of the net.
And Thingvold that time with the goal kick that doesn't quite end up where he wanted it. And you could see him kind of shaking his head there. Not much he can do. He's kicking into a very unpredictable wind like we've talked about many times. And so Red River's just going to try to clear, help out their goalkeeper, who's having trouble fighting the elements here. That ball sails out of bounds. Will be Shanley throw in on the near side. Jay Stu.
The Deacons once again working up that left sideline, creating a lot of pressure.
Dew tosses it in. Here's the header from Beiswinger. Now Noah straight back to Beiswinger. Over his head, though, taken by Kroger and then sent upfield. Mears trying to track it down, playing up, playing aggressive. Dew will check it back to Mickelson. Mickelson gets it out of trouble and back over to Mears. Mears gets a hold of a wild ball. Back to Dew. Dew now sizing up the opportunity, gets it over to Reinholtz. Reinholtz has some green space, but he's got to act fast. Kroger's right there. Reinholtz just could not quite keep it in. He had space, but when he looked up again, Kroger was right in his face, and there wasn't much he could do.
Beautiful through ball there from Jay Stu.
Yeah.
Evan Reinholtz finds himself in some space, and then Kroger's there to make the play and forces it to go out of bounds.
Yeah, it was a real nice setup pass there from Dew, like you said. And Jay Stu has really had an excellent first half here for Shanley.
For sure, a player that took a few years off from soccer, this being his first year back after playing football, he has really stepped in nicely on that outside mid position. He's given the Deacons some great minutes so far.
And so here's Dew once again taking that ball away from Vakura. Dew and Vakura battling. Ultimately, it will be Vakura who wins it as Dew puts it out of bounds after some physical play there. Vakura surveying.
And on the pitch for your Deacons.
And now we'll have a substitution for both teams.
Pardon me, that was Roughriders.
Or actually just Red River, who will be sending on some subs. They've got 2 on the pitch now. Yai and Pathak are both out there for Red River now. Pathak getting his first minutes of the game as Mickelson will send this one down into Red River territory. Luke Noah's there, able to play it forward off that shoulder neck area. Now Miranda with the header, trying to get it back to Noah. Noah putting it in the air, trying to get it over to Nellermo. Pops up right in front of the net. Noah almost got there, but it's Thingvold who makes the save. What an opportunity generated there by Luke Noah, but a better save from Mason Thingvold.
Yes, that is some very good attacking from Luke Noah, creating a chance, getting the ball into a dangerous area. Just unfortunate for him, it winds up in the goalie's arms.
And he made a great play there coming in from that right side, you know, with the defense all around him, popping it up in the air, kind of passing it to himself almost, you know. It generated that opportunity, but Thingvold continues with some kind of aggressive play at points that have helped him out like he did there, jumping up to grab that ball. So 17:55 remains now in the first half. Joe Mickelson is throwing in. Mickelson looks upfield. He sees something as Dew is down with a man on him. Dew gets back to the ball. Now there's a battle here on the near side at about the 25-yard line. Nellermo had it for a minute, but it's taken away now by Red River and advanced forward by Garung. Noah couldn't get there for Shanley. It's popped up in the air. Byswinger couldn't get a head on it. Now here's Nellermo. Nellermo curling around. Better defense played, though, by Yai, and then a clear there for the Red River defense. Mears heads it back. It's just chipped forward there by the Riders, trying to get anything going, as now Dew will track it down and grab it. Throw in for Grand Forks.
Some nice play there from the Red River back line. When you see this win, it may just come down to the Red River needing to just hold off and not let in any more goals this half and wait until they have the win and then make their move.
Absolutely, Emmett. Kind of a bend, don't break mentality here from the defense. You know, they gave up the one early on, but they've done a good job, for the most part, sealing things up. And like you said, it can be hard to generate that offense the way the wind is going for them, so they might just be waiting for that second half to kind of explode and come out of the gate strong. Andrade trying to chase that one down. He will win the race. He's taking a few steps back, trying to get some space there. And now here goes Andrade along with Rasuli on the far side. Miranda got a foot in there, able to break it up partially. Andrade got back to it and made an excellent play, though. He put it right back off the leg of Miranda.
Very heads-up play there from Andrade.
Certainly one of the leaders of this team, the senior forward. And now a tough break for Red River as it winds up quickly going back out of bounds off the off of Red River, but it will end up back in possession of Grand Forks. Only briefly, though, as here goes Shanley on the far side. Byswinger was overwhelmed. A few too many riders in the area. They're able to get back in control, though. Noah played it forward. Bit too far forward, though, as De La Cruz will chase it down. Byswinger applies the pressure. And that will be Rough Rider ball, as Byswinger was the last man to touch it there for Shanley.
Nice work there from the freshman Drew Byswinger, applying some pressure, getting up the right sideline.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it was actually Luke Noah who was the last one to touch it. Byswinger trying to save it. So excuse me there. And yeah, like you said, Byswinger was one of your players to watch, I believe, and the freshman has been playing well. Here's Noah with the header up to Nellermo. Didn't quite get there, though. It was a better play by Garung for Red River. Great job there by Yai, able to get a foot up and break up the pass. But moving back that time was Odin for Shanley as they're trying to get it back in the zone. Kyle Stitch played it off of Andrade. And now it'll be a throw-in for Shanley.
Now out there on that right wing for the Deacons is Jorgen Dietz, a junior who has been sidelined with a sprained ankle. And I think if he can have a big game here, that would be crucial for the Deacons.
Absolutely. Dietz is one of those players that they were counting on this season and laid up with injury for a little bit, but the more minutes he can play, the better for Shanley, I'd say. Thingvold will kick this one off once again with 14:40 left now. Not much for either team since that Shanley goal. It was a very pretty goal early on, but since then, not too many opportunities. We saw Luke Noah almost get one in over Thingvold earlier, but that's really been it for either team. Red River, meanwhile, just has not been able to get that ball very deep in the Shanley zone. Here's a header there by the Riders. Didn't really go the direction they wanted, but it will go out of bounds, and now it will be a Deacon corner kick by Swinger. Looks like he'll be the man to take it.
Very heads-up play there by Jorgen Dietz. Just letting it roll out for a corner instead of trying to make a play and perhaps having it come off his foot.
This will be corner number 3 for Shanley. The Riders have yet to take one. Let's see how Beiswinger handles this wind. Keeps it low, takes a good curve. The header from Bohm is just wide. Mason Bolmy got a head on there, had the right idea, and it was just a little too far right.
Very nice service there from Drew Beiswinger, keeping it low so the wing can't catch it as much. Very nice header there by Mason Bolmy, just skews wide of the post.
So the Deacons have had a couple opportunities now. Nothing going in as of yet since that last goal. High ball there from Thingvold. Doesn't make it too far. Shanley looking to put the pressure right back on. Ball popped up in the air, went off a couple heads. Move forward now. Reinholdt's trying to track it down. Andrade got there first, though. Here goes Magar now. Magar looking to get it to Rasuli. Broken up by Stitch. Stitch on the far side. Over to Dietz. Dietz couldn't get control. Noah's chasing after it. Noah battling, trying to get it back that time to Dietz. Dietz overran it a little bit. Loose ball still, though, and now Nellermo will go over to Dew. Dew was just trying to put one in there for Noah maybe to get to, but it went off the head of a defender there, Kroger that time. Still Shanley ball, though. They don't know what to do. I don't think Beiswinger was expecting to come away with it. Now Dew will just take a crack at it. Jace Dew that time was sick of all the fighting and just thought he'd launch one.
Shanley midfielders trying very hard there to win the ball back. Red River not able to quite clear it out of their defensive third.
Yeah, that was a great flurry there for Shanley. But still, though, it speaks to what Red River's doing. They're letting them in there, but they're keeping the balls out of the net for the most part. And at the end of the day, I guess that's all that really matters. Still, though, I think you definitely want to see him clean it up a bit.
That bend don't break mentality for the Riders right now.
For sure, as Short could not quite get that one out of the zone. Shanley going right back to work here as Nellermo will play it over to Dietz. That one off the foot of Dietz. And back now to Beiswinger. Beiswinger's ball intended for Dew. Dew able to get good positioning and get on top of it. Jace Dew holds it in bounds as now Noah couldn't quite get there. And now Red River will look to clear. Joe Mickelson with a great play there on a box out. He'll take control, but it looks like it wound up going out of bounds. Still, though, a nice play from Mickelson as it was last touched by Pathak.
Some very nice battles down there in that left corner between Jace, Dew, and Kroger. Obviously, two very skilled players going at it.
And there's a big crack there as Red River's looking for a clear. Bolmy heads it forward to try and hold the zone. Reinhold's putting the pressure on Rasuli. Rasuli, though, with some good speed, was able to escape danger. Here go the Riders now on the far side. It's Andrade carrying it in, and it just rolls out of bounds. Excellent defense that time by the Deacons. Bolmy and a few other men got in there. Bolmy, though, primarily was hampering Andrade so that he couldn't get the shot off.
Some fantastic speed there from Andrade. Mason Bolmy able to get his foot in and stop the attack for the Riders, and it creates a corner.
So here's the corner. Andrade puts it low, and Hoff scoops it up. So Shanley, in their first true test in a while, comes away unscathed. 10:50 now remains in the first half as Cam Hoff will get a great clear here with some help from the wind over the head of Nellermo. And that one so far forward, Dietz could not even get to it as now Nellermo curls around trying to get it back to Dietz. Nothing going there. Better defense from Yai. And now Andrade pops it up looking for Rasuli. Headed away, though, that time by Stitch. Andrade again looking for Rasuli. Stitch got a foot on it. Now Bolmy will try and switch fields over to Mickelson. Mickelson up the middle to Nellermo. Nellermo with pressure put on by Magar. Trying to go to Dietz, but it's too far out of reach, and it's out of bounds.
The sophomore Kyle Stitch out there at right back, I believe he's done an amazing job so far tonight, facing pressure from Rasuli and Andrade, experiencing his first real minutes this season, he certainly stepped up.
Absolutely. Stitch, only a sophomore, not the biggest guy either. He's been given some really tough tasks, but he's handled them excellently. So on the far side now, the Deacons continue to try and pressure. Luke Noah has the ball, cutting back inside. Noah still giving chase, but the Red River defense does a great job playing keep away. Mickelson makes a good play to keep it alive. And now Red River continues to try to clear. Finally, it will go for him. And now an opportunity perhaps on the near side. That one was chased down by Pathak. Mears, though, with some excellent defense, takes it away. Mears and Pathak really battling. Pathak went down there, excuse me. And now here's a takeaway that time for Yai. Mears comes in with the tackle. And it's out of bounds last touch by Shanley, but what a defensive stand there from Owen Mears.
Owen Mears showing his physicality, able to muscle it away from Red River players without committing a foul.
There's the throw-in, finds its way straight to Mears, playing it forward off the leg of Yai. Did a good job getting his arm out of there, not getting the handball that time. And Reinholtz does a great job getting it over to Dew, now to Nellermo. Nellermo hesitates, looking for a man, played it forward. Not sure if that was intended for Noah. It was intercepted by Short, but only briefly as the Deacons go back to work. Dew now has it, up to Nellermo. Nellermo with a nice pass, back looking for Dietz. Couldn't get there, though. Yai cleared, and now Andrade has it with pressure from Mears. Great backwards pass by Andrade. That doesn't quite find its target. Now here's Noah with it. Luke Noah sizing it up, fires one, and it's too high through the uprights.
Yes, the captain, number 7, Luke Noah, he's been a headache for the Red River defenders tonight, creating all over the field, creating scoring opportunities for himself and others.
Though he hasn't gotten one in the back of the net, he absolutely, like you said, has caused problems for Red River. The big thing about Luke Noah is he just demands attention there, so when you stick him in the middle of the field like that, up at that forward position, he just draws at least 1 or 2 defenders every time they're in the zone, and that does a good job of freeing up space for other Deacons. And now Noah Lance is checking back in. That's a good sign for Shanley as Riders are looking for a clear now. Reinholtz will take this one. Reinholtz across the 35, trying to get it to Nellermo. It's chipped forward. Beiswinger didn't get there, but Dietz did. Here's Dietz now, trying to get it to Nellermo or Lance. Neither one was there, though. Good defensive play that time by De La Cruz. Dietz up to Beiswinger. Beiswinger moving it forward, lost control. Short gets rid of it. Now Yai will tap it away from Nellermo. Nellermo back on top. Yai, though, will take it away once again. Here goes Yai. He gets that one up to Magar. Magar on the far side. Pressure from Reinholtz. Hesitates, looking forward. Magar takes off once again. Now he's trying to hook up with Andrade, but Bolmy was faster that time than both Andrade and Rye.
That was a beautiful pass there from the Red River midfielder, able to create an opportunity. Heads-up play by the defense to clear the ball.
Yeah, Andrade and Rye were both in there. Both had good positioning, but it was Bolmy who had better speed, and that proved to be the difference. Ball popped high in the air. Yai tracks it down, trying to tap it forward. Lance puts good pressure on. Riders, though, come away with it. Andrade was the intended target of that one. He's able to get back to it. Fires one just a bit too high. And one of Red River's few opportunities in this first half is a tough break, as Andrade knows he just put it a little bit too high in the air.
Andrade, once again, causing problems on that Deacon back line. It'll be interesting to see how the backline responds to Andrade's play once the Riders are with the win in the second half.
Mears now going to chip it forward. Mickelson, great job winning that race, although it's intercepted by the Riders. Not for long, though. Dew takes control. Dew over to Beiswinger. Beiswinger looking for Nellermo. Nellermo in a foot race now with Garung. Nellermo, great play. Finds some space, launches one, but he just didn't get it settled down in time, and it curls left.
Kai Nellermo demonstrating the speed and the footwork there. Unfortunately, the shot just skewers off his foot and ends up going wide.
Yeah, he did everything right that time until it came to the shot, and then I think he just tried to take one a little too fast that time. Understandable, though, as he had defenders closing in all around him. So tough spot there for Nellermo on the finish. Pathak has it now for Red River. Got it over to Yai. Yai sends it forward. Andrade going to try and use his speed there. Mears catches up to him as Andrade had to circle back to get control. Lance collides with Rye. And now with it is Brooks. Brooks, great play through the legs of Beiswinger. Puts one on net. Easy save for Hoff, who lets it bounce and then picks it up at the last second.
Brooks there with a decent shot from far out, but unfortunately the wind just killed that one, and it went right into the ground. Easy save there for Cam Hoff.
I like the idea, though, from Brooks. They're just trying to continue to put balls on Hoff. Again, don't want to let him get too comfortable back there, and who knows, maybe you get a rebound or something. So right idea, I'd say, from Brooks. So this ball going to fall near Pathak. Pathak and Mears battle it out, and it's ultimately Mears who wins that one. Oh, maybe not. Mears thought it was Shanley ball. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, so Mears will throw in. Red River maybe not loving that call. Nellermo sends it high in the air. That's a tight battle going on the near side. Nellermo maybe wanting a call. Noah gets it, curled it around his defender. Oh, boy, lots of traffic in front of the net for Red River. It was all their own players, though, and that almost cost them a goal there, as now the Deacons will continue to try and capitalize. Mears, how about the footwork from Mears? The shot won't go, but it was a pretty play to set it up.
Red River, they're a little unorganized on their back line. A little bit of a miscommunication between the goalie Thingvold and his defenders, and that almost created an opportunity for Shanley.
Yeah, they had three guys all running to that ball. It was Short, De La Cruz, I think, and then Thingvold all moving at the same time, and they almost collided, leaving no one there to defend the net. So that's an error you got to sort out, as that could have been disastrous. So Thingvold scoops that one up. We got 3:55 left in the first. Play has opened up here a bit for both teams now, as it feels like the field is tilting back and forth now. We're getting more offensive plays. Dietz going to play that one. Back to Reinholtz. Reinholtz gets it up to Dew. Dew struggled to get control. Able to stay on top of it, though. Some physical play there. Pathak came away with it. Able to work his way around Mickelson. Mickelson coming back. Mears steps in to defend. Mears now with it. Weaving in and out. Could not quite get back on top of it, though. So here goes Yai. Some numbers for Red River. Magar now has it, but he's offsides, I think. Maybe not. Andrade working against Hoff. Hoff just saves it. Laid down there and got on top of it.
Well, it looks like the center referee did not quite see the offside call right away. Let play go on for a little while. Fortunately, Cam Hoff did not get injured there, but that looked like a scary scenario there.
Well, look at this, Luke. Noah going to be all alone with this one. He just could not quite catch it. It was a good opportunity. Mears booted it downfield. The wind, though, will carry that one just a little too fast for Noah to catch up to it. And, yeah, that was a chaotic play. Great opportunity for Red River on the other side. Like you said, though, it was offsides. We saw the flag go up. The center ref didn't see it, and so that's why play continued. But, boy, that's what I've been talking about with play opening up the last few minutes. 1 minute we're down in the Shanley end. The next Luke Noah almost scores on a breakaway. So things have really gotten a lot looser for both teams.
As we thought, counter-attacking play is sure making a big difference in this game.
Dew tried to get that one forward. Instead, it'll bounce off Kroger. You mentioned that battle between Dew and Kroger. That's been a fun one to watch. They've both really stood out for their respective teams. Garung will throw in. Loose on the near side. Byswinger with the header. Dew has it now. Looks like Brooks caught an elbow there from Dew. Appeared to be unintentional, but they'll call it nonetheless, as is the correct call, I'd say. So here's Dilson Garung with about 2 minutes left in the first and a good opportunity. The free kick from Garung. He lets this one go, gets some good leg on it. Trying to get positioning there is Red River. Bolmy was the first man on the spot, though, and got the head. And so here's the header back from Short, trying to get it out of his territory. Goes over the head of Yai. Noah forward looking for Byswinger. And now Lance will head it back. He's in a battle with Rye on that far side, and it will go out of bounds. Last touch by Shanley.
Some great physicality there from Lance, and the referee saw fit to call foul.
And so we got a loose ball in Shanley territory as Mears sends it forward, looking to hook up with Nellermo. It won't make it there in time. Kroger instead got to it. Great little pass there from Pathak. Pathak tried to center. Mears was on top of it. Probably wouldn't have mattered, though, as Mickelson, Bolmy, and a whole bunch of other Deacons were there to defend as well.
Very nice play there by Owen Mears. Obviously, he's been marking on Andrade, sticking with him, but he went away from him there to cover the sideline and force it out of bounds.
Dew and Kroger battle it out as this one's just going to be cleared upfield. Deacons look like they're content to go into the second half with this 1-0 lead. They're just trying to keep the pressure off here as Red River does have a bit of a spark. Garung will throw it in with just 30 seconds left. Maybe time for one last rush here from Red River, but Joe Mickelson not going to let that happen as he came running in to knock it away.
Great step there from Joel Mickelson, anticipating the play.
And there's Kroger tied up with Nellermo that time, as now Nellermo will throw in, maybe an opportunity for Shanley with 10 seconds. Luke Noah going to try to track it down. Loose ball. Noah trying to get to it. He's got Lance open. It's loose in front, and oh man, what a save from Thingvold to end the first half. Shanley just about snuck one in there, but after our first 40 minutes, it's 1-0 Deacons. And Emmett, how about those final minutes of the first half? Things really got a lot more entertaining there.
Very action-packed, very great aggressive play from both teams. At the end there, you saw Luke Noah making a great play. Very nice save there by Thingvold. You never know when that quick little shot's going to come, and fortunately he was able to get his hands on it.
And so after one half of play, it's 1-0 in favor of the Deacons. Folks, we got a whole other 40 minutes to go, though, as we take you out with these replays. We'll be back in just a few minutes for the conclusion of this game, and it should be a fun one, so don't go anywhere. Good evening, folks, and welcome back to North Dakota High School boys soccer action. We're just about ready to get back to the second half of play here, but first, folks, we want to take a minute to remind you that Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at shanleyathletic.club.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button or become a member if you're not one already. It's easy to become a member, and anyone can join. So sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level. So we're back to the second half of play here. Jed Thomas, of course, joined by Emmett Kenny. And Emmett, what are your expectations here for the final 40 minutes of this game?
Well, Jed, I think this could be a very different half, mainly because of the wind. Now Red River has it behind them. They will be able to play some long balls into the corners without the wind restricting them. And I think there may be a big swing of play here, but we'll just have to see how it goes.
I certainly think that's possible, Emmett. One thing, do you think we're going to see as loose a play as we saw over the final 10 minutes or so of that first half? Or do you think with this break now, these two teams will kind of tighten up again here?
Well, obviously it did start a little timid, I would say, at the start there. And obviously it opened up quite a bit. I'm not quite sure if either team is going to take the lead out here.
That's why they play the game, Emmett. We'll just have to wait and see. And so, right off the bat, here comes Red River trying to get something going early. That's exactly what Shanley did to start the game. And you see the Riders immediately putting pressure on here, not wasting any time there with the quick throw-in from De La Cruz. But it's the Deacons who come away with it, however, only briefly, as Short will knock it back in. Rye is giving chase. Reinholtz couldn't get control of that one. Mears is in there to clean it up and get it up to Noah. Noah trying to hook up with Dew. Great ball there from Noah. Dew closing in, but that time it was Kroger who won the foot race. And then, did he get it out off of Dew? No, he did not. So it will be Shanley ball here on a throw-in from Mickelson. Mickelson able to get it up to Nellermo with two defenders on him. Nellermo got it through, but then could not get to it as once again it's Kroger there to lock things down. And Alessandro Kroger has really impressed me so far in this one.
For sure, battling against Jace Dew out there on the left sideline, he's done a tremendous job of keeping him at bay for the most part.
So 38-52 here left as we've just started the second half. And now we're going to have a corner kick already. It's going to be Drew Beiswinger to take it.
Deacons did a nice job of getting on the front foot right away there. Let's see what they can do with this corner.
This will be a big corner for them, too, to kind of see what it's like now playing in the other direction with the wind. And you can see that time Beiswinger's ball barely got any altitude on it, as now the Deacons will try and salvage something there from that corner. Nellermo does have possession. Nellermo curling in, got it through, but not very far. Short was there to put it back in his face. Nellermo again tried to weave through that defense, but to no avail, as now it's cleared down into Shanley territory. Mickelson giving chase. He's going to see if it'll roll out of bounds. It didn't quite make it out. Had to try and do something with it. And now we've got a flag up, as I'm not sure if we've got offsides, or actually it looks like we're going to have a free kick for Red River.
Once again, Andrade applying that pressure, making Shanley's backline adjust.
And so Andrade going to wait here, let his team catch up. Referee going to move Mickelson back a bit. And now with that whistle, we're set to resume play as Andrade sends this one in and Hoff gets his hands on it. It's not exactly what you want there if you're Red River, but at least you got something in the vicinity of the net. That's better than what they were doing in the first half for the most part. Nellermo now trying to get it over to Reinholtz, just out of reach of Reinholtz. And once again, it was Kroger there to kind of break things up. Dew is on top of it now with McGar on him. That ball out of reach of Beiswinger, sent back into Shanley territory. Mickelson got a foot on it. Good job that time playing it off of Yai. And it sure seems like they're really kind of playing that side of the field more here, Emmett, wouldn't you say?
Surely, Joe Mickelson has had his hands full at the start here.
And so Mickelson had to chase that one down out of bounds. Now I believe he'll throw in for Shanley. Again, just a 1-0 lead for the Deacons off of a very early goal from Dew. Since then, we've seen some good opportunities for both teams, but nothing that's found its way in as of yet. Mickelson going to throw in again as this ball was out of bounds once again.
Jorgen Dietz with plenty of space on that near sideline. If the Deacons could get a switch, I believe Jorgen could apply some decent pressure there and possibly get a scoring opportunity.
Yeah, it's a good catch there, Emmett. Dietz is not on your screen right now, folks, but he does have a lot of field to work with over on the near sideline, as now we've got a big collision. 2 guys go down, 1 for each team. Looks like we might have a man shaken up in the corner for Shanley. And Reinholtz now is playing it forward to Nellermo. Nellermo can't quite get through. It was Beiswinger who was down and up gingerly, and oh man, I thought Noah might have snuck that one through. Thingvold was not able to stop it, but the ball from Noah was just a little off target anyway.
Luke Noah there with his weak foot. Made decent contact, just not able to get it on frame.
We've seen a lot of that from Luke Noah so far in this game. So many good shots, good opportunities that are just a hair off in one direction or the other. So here's Thingvold to clear it downfield. Certainly enjoying having that wind at his back now. And look at this. We've got an opportunity for Red River. Got 2 men alone with that ball, but it's too far in front as Andrade was chasing it down right up into the grill of Cam Hoff.
Nice job there from Cam Hoff to get off his line quick, and he's able to win that race.
Hoff will now boot this one up. He's going to have to adjust to the wind in his face, and he seems to be making that adjustment quite nicely as that one finds its way to the 50. But it's Red River who's going to come away with it. Yai now chasing this ball down. Mears was there to break it up once again, though, and Owen Mears just continues to step up defensively. You know, he was strong for Shanley last year, but it sure feels like he's taken a big leap this season. 34-52 remaining in this half. Cam Hoff keeping it low this time as he kicks it away once again. Beiswinger couldn't track it down. Magar was there for Red River. He takes it away from Dew, but Mickelson is there to clean up for Shanley. Pressure put on by Red River. They couldn't hold the zone, though. Backline has to take it now, trying to play it back in. Rasuli with it for Red River. Noah got in there, and now that's some real physical play there from Rasuli and Noah, and it looks like it'll be a free kick for Shanley. I think that's the right call. They were both going back and forth, but I think Rasuli maybe just got a little overzealous that time. A physical player, though, that's the good part of his game, but it can sometimes be a drawback. That ball off the foot of Beiswinger kind of took an awkward bounce right into the feet of Rasuli. Here goes Rasuli with some good speed. Moving along the near side. Stitch was able to get in there and break it up, and it ends up out of bounds. And that will be Shanley ball.
Jed, this is the first time in a while we've seen Red River try to get up their left sideline, trying to take advantage of the mismatch between Rasuli and Stitch.
Yes, for sure. You can see it out there, too, especially now that that's the near sideline to the cameras. You can see the difference in size between Stitch and Rasuli. Not only that, but also experience and speed. But I got to say, Stitch is holding his own pretty well. We saw him just kind of throw his body in the path of Rasuli about a minute ago to get in there and break up a potential pass. And so I've been impressed with how Stitch is handling a very tough assignment.
Definitely. Sometimes the younger players can be a little timid to throw around their body and get in front of the attackers, but Stitch has done a very nice job so far.
Well said. And so now Shanley is going to try to get this ball out of the zone. They've done a good job not allowing too many opportunities, but time of possession has been a little lopsided to start off this second half. Great moves there at about midfield for Brooks. Brooks going to have to circle back, though. Give to De La Cruz. De La Cruz over to Magar. Magar fakes out Beiswinger. Now Magar cutting upfield, and he was too strong on the pass for Rasuli. Tough break there for Red River.
Magar there once again looking for Rasuli. It'll be interesting to see if they can make that connection, if Red Rivers will get a scoring chance.
Yeah, it sure seems like they've made an adjustment at half, perhaps. I think they've maybe realized that they need to take more advantage of this left side of the field with Rasuli and everything he brings to the table. So Magar with it now at midfield. He's got Deacons closing in all around him, trying to get the through ball over to Rye. Luke Noah stuck a foot out, though, to break it up. Noah not quite playing as offensive of a position. He's more back in sort of a midfield role, and we'll see how that works for Shanley. He was certainly a difference maker on offense in the last half. Here's the throw in now for Brooks. Quick throw to Rasuli. Rasuli able to poke it over to Rye. Rye, great job keeping it away from Dietz. And now back in possession of Brooks. Brooks wheeling around, somehow still with it. Able to get it off now, over, and now broken up by Mickelson. It was Garung that time who had it for Red River. He's back on top of it once again, and Yai able to keep it in bounds. Great job by Yai. Just got a foot on it before it rolled out. Now a nice move, able to get around Reinholtz and then just send one in on net. It'll be too high, though.
Yeah, Jed, it looks like Red River has certainly made some adjustments. It seems like they're trying to have Magar and Garung get control in the middle and then feed those outside wingers to create some chances.
Definitely adjustments that seem to have been made at halftime, and they certainly seem to be working out. As Dietz will go up for the header, he and Rye collided rough that time, as now Noah has control for Shanley. He'll play it smartly back to Hoff. Hoff pops it high up in the air, not a ton of distance going into that heavy wind, but it finds its way back to Noah. Noah caught a bit off guard that time. Rasuli kind of came out of nowhere, and Rasuli does a good job keeping Noah on his toes. And Stitch will be the man to throw it in now here for Shanley.
Coming on the field, the freshman Landon Owens, the first we've seen him in quite a while. It'll be interesting to see if he can make an impact in the middle.
Well, you'll see he subs in here for Beiswinger. They seem to be kind of moving those two freshmen. They seem to be subbing them in for each other. I kind of like that strategy. You don't want, they're certainly talented young players, but sometimes if you've got too many of those young players out there, you have a lack of experience. And now here goes Luke Noah, a little no-looker pass over to Do, centering feed, just tipped by Thingvold. A beauty of a setup from Noah, a great shot from Dew, but an even better save from Thingvold.
A beautiful shot there from Jace Dew. Looked like it might have been flying in the top left corner. Thingvold on his toes and is able to make a great save.
And here you can get a look at it again. Like you said, just a real nice shot from Dew. And didn't quite catch the save there, but it was headed for that top left corner, and Thingvold just gets a hand up there to break it up. How about the little no-looker pass, though, from Noah? He was staring straight at the net, and then he sent it over to Dew, as now Dew takes the corner, loose ball out in front, popped up and out of bounds. 29-41 left to play in this game. Shanley continues to hold a 1-0 lead.
Number 11, Logan Hughes.
Kicking it away now, it's Thingvold. Keeping it a little lower this time, still gets some good distance on it. Odin heads it forward for Shanley. Red River has possession, though. On the far side, it's Yai. Yai trying to go back to Brooks. Brooks giving it back to a defender there. It was Short. Short's ball intended for De La Cruz. Doesn't get to him as Dietz collides, that time with Rasuli. Now the throw in for De La Cruz. Stitch able to take that one away from Rasuli. Rasuli, though, pressuring, trying to work it around Stitch. Stitch not phased. Got it over there to Bolmy. And now Reinholtz has it. Reinholtz up to Noah. Noah tried to spin away with it. Did not have possession, though. Now Magar has that pass blocked by Reinholtz. Tries to fake him out. And in comes Luke Noah to intercept that pass intended for Yai. Luke Noah going to slow it down now and give over to Dietz. Jorgen Dietz, near side. Great job working around De La Cruz. Moves back inside, but then he loses control, and De La Cruz has it once again. De La Cruz over to Yai. Yai upfield, almost had a man that time. It looked like Hoos would get free, but it was not the case. Dew now going to send it downfield. Nellermo moving in. Nellermo with control in the middle of the field. He stops. Noah takes it, boots it on net, just saved. Man, almost a beautiful play, but once again the Deacons are off by mere inches.
That was an extremely clever play there by Nellermo, just setting it on a platter for Noah. Unfortunately for him, the strong shot just goes over the crossbar.
And Nellermo, I think he thought he might have to get back on that ball because maybe Noah was a little further back than he thought he was going to be. So they almost ended up running into each other. But yeah, like you said, a really smart play there from Nellermo. So Red River certainly breathing a sigh of relief after that near miss. And now here's Evan Reinholtz with it for Shanley as they want to get right back to work. The ball from Reinholtz is broken up by Kroger. Dew tracks it down for Shanley. Pressure, though, put on by Andrade. Andrade and Yai are in the area. Dew gives it away to Odin. Odin gets that one up to Nellermo. Nellermo tangled up, though. Andrade has it for Red River. Andrade moving around at about the 50, trying to work his way past Dew. He could not, and it rolls out of bounds, last touched by Shanley. Yai has it at the 45. Got it forward, but not to any of his teammates, as Dew was the only man there. Odin loses possession, though, so Kroger has it. Kroger's ball off the legs of Dew. Moving back to get it, though, was Garung. Mickles, go right ahead, Emmett.
Jed, a name we haven't called much tonight is Evan Reinholtz, but he has been doing a lot behind the scenes. Even if it's not stepping towards the ball, just getting a body in front, he's been very crucial for them.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more there, Emmett. Reinholz has maybe been a bit quieter of a player for Shanley, but he has certainly made a huge impact. And like you said, kind of behind-the-scenes work, but it's been very valuable. And, of course, we would like to give a shout-out to Shanley's own Mrs. Anderson watching the game, so thank you so much for tuning in. And so now it's a loose ball at midfield at about the 40, and that one will roll out of bounds. Ball sent forward and then sent right back down by Red River. And it'll just take a bounce out of bounds. So now 25:50 left in the game.
Substitution onto the pitch. Let's welcome for the Deacons, number 2, Jordan.
Jordan Miranda going to check back in. Jorgen Dietz will take a seat. Haven't seen too much of Noah Lance since he left the field with an injury, although we did see him come back after leaving initially, so that's a good sign. They might just be shutting him down maybe for the rest of this game, as they do have pretty good depth at that position. Both teams fighting for the ball on the far side. Reinholz just slipped that one through to Nellermo. Nellermo almost connected with Noah there. Would have been a good opportunity, but it was an even better play from Stoker Short. Short now, wheeling around on the near side. Great ball intended for Rasuli. He couldn't get to it, though, and then it's knocked away by Bolmy.
Some very nice play there from Stoker Short, showing his ability to get the ball and play a nice pass down.
So that ball winds up out of bounds, deep in Shanley territory, with 24:47 left to go. And it'll be a throw-in for Rasuli here for Red River. Rasuli now tosses it in, tried to get it to Andrade. Loose ball now in front of the Shanley net, knocked away nicely by Noah. Jordan Miranda going to track it down. Miranda boots it downfield, skirting along the near sideline. And now here's a header from De La Cruz. He got a little shove there from Nellermo. Nellermo maybe got away with one. I think it looked a little worse than it was, but still, as Nellermo will now center to Reinholz. Back to Nellermo, and then it's cleared by Short. That ball played nicely off the shoulder of Rasuli. Rasuli able to get around Stitch. Great little pass inside. Got it back, but only briefly to Huss, who gave it back to Rasuli, who just could not quite keep it in. I don't think it mattered, as I believe they were maybe caught off sides there as well.
Another great battle there between Stitch and Rasuli on that left sideline. That time Rasuli was able to get past Stitch with a clever move and almost had a chance.
Yeah, it's been a real back and forth. So far, though, Red River continues to be unable to get one in the back of the net, and that's all that really matters. Mears gets that one upfield off the head of Noah, now over to Nellermo. Nellermo got pressure from behind, so we'll give over to Odin. Odin in a bit of trouble, got it back to Mikkelsen. Mikkelsen now on the far side over to Dew as Shanley's playing some keep away here. Now a ball intended for Reinholz. Reinholz moving in on it, and it's played smartly out of bounds by Garung.
There we saw Evan Reinholz move up from his center defensive mid position. Looks like he's focusing a little more on attack and getting up on that Red River back line.
23:10 left to go in this game. Odin has got pressure from Magar. Wheels around. Goes over to Dew. Dew with 2 men on him. Goes back to Odin. Odin looking there at about the 40-yard line. Tries to center to Miranda. Miranda just has to go behind Rasuli. Rasuli now with a great play behind his back across the 45. Miranda staying with him, though, and breaking it up. Rasuli circles back at the 45. He gets it up to Andrade. Andrade got some pressure from Mikkelsen. Now he'll look to get that one over and away to Huss, but Huss couldn't get there in time. Shanley has it now as Nellermo's moving. Nellermo through midfield, and the ball winds up out of bounds. Throw in now for Red River. That one off the head of Andrade or Mikkelsen, not sure which. It won't matter, though, as Mears will kick it out of bounds, so it'll be a throw in for Red River and perhaps an opportunity for them. Lone goal of this game came from a throw-in. It was for Shanley, though. Mason Bolmy connected with Jay Stew, who buried one very early on. And neither team has gotten on the board since, as now this one's going to be sent downfield by Yai, and Hoff able to track that one through the air. Knew it was headed out and off target.
As you were saying, Jed, after that first goal from Dew, neither goalie has had much work. It's been a quiet night for both.
Absolutely, and that really speaks to the defense of both teams as well. There's been a lot of flurries in front of the goaltenders, but neither of them have really had to work to get their bodies in front of the ball too many times. And Yahi and Nellermo battle. Yahi has had a real nice game for Red River. We've been calling his name a lot as he's done a great job of doing exactly what you see right now, keeping that ball away from Shanley offensive players.
Did a great job there of intercepting the ball.
Here's Rasuli trying to connect with a man, not to be, though. He had Huss for a second. Good defense, though, coupled with a nice job by Hoff to get out and meet that ball, neutralizes the opportunity. Here's Luke Noah. Noah didn't get a clean look at it. Unable to do much with it. Miranda tracked it down, though, and then Miranda will play it off the leg of Magar. Pause and play here as both teams will bring some subs on.
Interesting move here to see that the Deacons are placing Jorgen Dietz up at the forward position, giving Kai Nellermo a rest. He's the same type of player like Nellermo. He is pesky, and he will definitely cause some problems for that Red River back line.
And I like this play, Emmett, as Nellermo has logged a lot of minutes, playing really hard. My guess is they might bring him back in maybe about 10 minutes for one final push at the end of the game. And so here's Short, sending it downfield. Good opportunity there as that ball was popped up, but only briefly by Huss. And now Stitch will just let it roll out of bounds. Good work there from the sophomore on a heads-up play. So now it'll be Cam Hoff.
Noah Lance checking back into the game for the Deacons. That is a good sign. Hopefully he is back and healthy.
Yeah, that is a good sign as he'll take Miranda's place. And, it's really been kind of work by committee at those positions. Miranda and Noah and a couple other guys have all been checking in there. And it's worked well for Shanley. They've been able to keep a lot of fresh legs out there. Lance might play the last 20 minutes here. They could pull someone else out when I assume we'll see Nellermo come back in. So good for Shanley with a lot of options as now Mears is playing way forward here, cutting through the Red River defense. But then he had it taken away. It was Yahi, and that ball will take a bounce out of bounds. I believe last touch by Shanley. Yes, that appears to be the case.
As you were saying, Jed, that outside mid position is widely considered to be the most tiring spot on the field, so the Deacons are fortunate to have many people that they can throw on the outside.
So thankful to have that depth that we talked about. Interesting insight there, Emmett, as now Jorgen Dietz has the ball with some pressure on him. Dietz slows up. He does have Lance there if he needs him, but Yahi got in there to break it up, and Yahi puts it out of bounds, so this is a good opportunity now for the Deacons with a throw-in from Odin. Landon Odin just tosses this one into Reinholtz. Reinholtz circles around. Magar putting good pressure on him, good physical play. And now this ball is sent up to Rasuli. Rasuli now has Lance behind him along with Odin. Rasuli still able to keep control, worked it around Reinholtz. Reinholtz stayed with it, though, and then it went off the head of Noah back into Red River territory. Noah, great job stepping back there to get away from Rasuli. Moves around him again. Now he'll give to Mickelson, streaking in. Mickelson able to keep playing that ball forward, but only temporarily as Red River is able to get it out of their zone. Not all the way, though. It will be a throw-in now for Shanley. They should be able to move this one back in if they want. Mickelson plays it over to Dietz. Dietz now to Noah. Luke Noah gets around one man, bringing it in. Chips it off over to Dietz, and then Kroger shuts it down, puts it out of bounds.
And, Jed, the most attacking play is coming from the sidelines, it appears. Look at that midfield. There is a ton of space, and it is easy to see because Red River has 2 to 3 people on that Shanley back line, so it's creating a lot of space there for the Deacons.
And this will be a throw-in now for Red River as it was last touched by Shanley there. They had a good opportunity going, but now it's Red River's turn. Ball immediately taken by Mears here from the back line. Great pass from Odin over to Dietz. Dietz going to go back now to Noah. Noah sends it forward. Pressure coming in. Thingvold not phased, though. Good work by the defense to box out. Ball was too far forward anyway, and Thingvold will boot this one away. Ball from Thingvold goes over to Rasuli. Rasuli trying to get through a couple defenders. He just bounces Stitch away from him. Ball broken up, though, partially on some good defense there by Mickelson and Dew. And now it's Lance who has it. He'll let it roll over to Yayi. Now Lance putting the pressure on along with Reinholtz. Yayi got away, though. He gets it on net, and Hoff snags it. Great work by Yayi to get the shot on goal, but Hoff was not fooled.
Yes, Yayi with some great speed there to get away from Noah Lance. Was able to get a decent look, but it lands right in the arms of Cam Hoff.
So here's Hoff now with a good kick downfield. That one played by Garung and then broken up by Bolmy. Bounces around near Dietz. Dietz trying to track it out of the air. He could not. Yayi was there along with Garung, and Garung puts it out of bounds. 16:25 left. Now looks like we've got a man checking back in for Shanley, and it is Nellermo. So kind of like we thought here. Nellermo's going to come back on, although it looks like Stitch will head off.
Yes, Nellermo coming on for Stitch, and Nellermo just moved Jorgen Dietz back to that right back position, and Nellermo will go up to the forward.
All right, so similar to what we kind of thought would happen here, so I'm guessing Nellermo will play the final 16 minutes here, barring something drastic, as now Jace Dew has the ball at the 35-yard line. Nice play back to Luke Noah. Noah chipped it forward, intended for Reinholtz or Dew. Wasn't really in the reach of either player, though, as it's sent out of bounds by Red River. Red River's played a strong second half here. I think it's looked a little more even, but they really have not had too many good offensive opportunities, Emmett. And with 15 minutes left here, you've got a lot of time, but you really kind of got to start thinking about getting more opportunities generated.
I agree. Red River's done a great job of getting into the attacking third, but that Deacon back line has stood strong. And
here's Luke Noah with a good opportunity. He'll dish that one back to Odin, who had some open space, but it's going to be blocked by Kroger. Dew does a good job playing it back to Odin. Odin with Kroger on him goes over to Nellermo. Nellermo tied up with Short. They battle it out. Short plays it out of bounds. I think he tried to get it off the legs of Nellermo, but to no avail. So Nellermo should have a throw in here for Shanley. Waiting for his teammates to get set up. So now he'll toss it in, looking for Reinholtz. Reinholtz had two men on him, though. In comes Dietz to head it forward. Noah Lance is there for Shanley. Lance back to Dietz. Ball from Dietz curls around. Great play to keep it alive there by Nellermo. Nellermo put pressure on, but Kroger cleared once again, and Kroger continues to be that last line of defense for Red River.
Beautiful ball there from Jorgen Dietz into a dangerous position. Kai Nellermo able to volley it back into Landon Odin, and unfortunately for the Deacons, the attack peters out.
So here's Dew on the throw-in. And then that one will go right out of bounds. Last touched by Brooks. And this is fine for Shanley. They're totally content with, all these balls going out of bounds, just burning clock. But this cannot be how the game goes if you're Red River. You got to start moving the ball like they're doing right now. So here they go, maybe trying to set something up on a fast break. Does not work for him, though. Luke Noah sliding to his knees on an awkward play. He got the clear, moving a little gingerly. But he looks okay. 13:45 left here now as the ball's out of bounds once again in that Red River zone, and it's Nellermo throwing in.
Whenever Red River's gaining back that possession, they are throwing numbers forward. Unfortunately for them, they continue to turn it over in the middle of the field, and the Deacons are gaining possession.
Dew got that ball over to Odin, over to Nellermo, but then it crossed the out-of-bounds line. And so it's Red River ball in their own zone. Magar with it. He's got to just do something with it, get out of trouble. Short has that ball intercepted by Odin. No one home for Shanley, though, as Short tries to clear. Odin got a foot on it. Lance goes back to get it. Rasuli there first, though. Lance and Odin trying to get it back. Here goes Lance trying to keep up with Yahi. He cannot, though, as Yahi gets it up to Andrade. Andrade curling around on the near side. Looking inside. Trying to center. Rasuli, can he get to it? No, he cannot. Luke Noah there to break it up. Still, though, it's Red River ball, and that's a tough pill to swallow there if you're Red River. Brooks was trying to pass that ball over to Magar, but a miscommunication ended up turning it over.
Beautiful pass from Yayi down there on that left sideline. Almost created a scoring opportunity, but Joe Mickelson was there to step.
And so, with 12:36 to go here, Red River just had their best opportunity, I'd say, the second half, and could not get it in. So they're really going to have to dial things up here. Deacon defense has stood strong so far. Throw-in knocked forward by Dew. Ball loose now, going to be taken by Garung. Garung gets it upfield, off the head of Noah Lance, and now It'll be McGar trying to keep possession for Red River. McGar goes back to Kroger. Kroger across the 50 upfield. Mickelson got a foot on it. Now it's Reinholtz. Reinholtz, smart play over to Dew. Dew has pressure coming from McGar. Dew moving up the far side. McGar right there on him. Dew going to give that ball back now. Over to Oden. Now to Reinholtz. Reinholtz, I think, maybe looking to go back to Dew, but it's broken up and McGar has it. Oden tried to break it up. He could not. McGar up to Rasuli. Could not get all of it, though. Mears is there. Mears battling with Rasuli. Rasuli kept it inbounds and in play, and then Mears will just take a whack at it in desperation.
Very interesting tactical move here from the Deacons. They decided to move Luke Noah back into that defensive position, and he has Mason Bolmy taking his place in the midfield. Yeah,
maybe not too surprising, as I think Shanley is just going to embrace this defensive style with 11 minutes left. They're going to, I don't want to say retreat into a shell here, but they're going to play a little tighter, a little closer to home. Their big thing here, I'm sure, just not make any mistakes and make it very tough for Red River to get opportunities. The one thing about that, though, is you can't get too passive because, it was that aggressive play that got you the lead. And if you get a little too passive, you're going to make it too easy for Red River to set something up. Noah will try to clear here. Ball chased after by Nellermo. He looks a little gassed out there, though, as he couldn't quite get to it. Short was there first. Near sideline. Lance is able to take that one away, and then he'll just play it out of bounds for Shanley, and a good defensive play there by Lance.
Nice play there by Lance to force a throw in and not a corner. Very smart by Lance there.
So here's a quick toss inbounds. Popped up by the Deacon defense and out of bounds once again now as we have about 10 minutes left to go. Ball knocked downfield. Nellermo trying to get it for Shanley. He could not. Yai is there, and it rolls out of bounds. Last touch, though, by Yai, and so an even 10 on the clock. Be a crucial 10 minutes here for both teams as Shanley continues this defensive strategy while Red River is going to try and break through for the first time in this game.
Jed, it appears that Nellermo is a bit tired out there, but he's still giving his all. A great play right there to force it out of bounds.
Absolutely, as Bolmy throws it in now. Nellermo continues to chase after this one. Tried to get it back to Lance, and now here's Dew moving in. Dew able to hold the zone, just throws one there. Good idea there from Jace Dew. No one home for Shanley, but still, the further down the field that ball goes, the better for the Deacons. And here's a towering kick from Thingvold, dropping inside the 30, and it's just headed forward by Mears, but Andrade has it. Andrade gets it past one man, and Mears again just whacks it away.
That was an absolute cannon there from Thingvold, punting it down to about the 15-yard line. Amazing punt there.
Yeah, able to take full advantage of the win that time, not to mention using his own power. And yeah, like you said, a real cannon, as now Shanley will throw in. Oden has it. Oden tips it up into the air. The header from Dietz doesn't go anywhere. It was broken up partially by Rye. Luke Noah moving in, and he'll knock it away over our cameras and over the press box, I think.
And that's good.
And so a great defensive play there from Luke Noah as he knocks that ball about to the moon. And Red River will try and set up in Shanley territory. Andrade, quick throw in. They're moving it around here on the near side, looking to set up. It's McGar. McGar makes a nice move, but he's still got a lot of defenders on him. Lance is back there on Andrade. McGar still cycling this ball around. They're maintaining possession, but they got to find a gap in the defense here. Here's an opportunity. Brooks was looking for Rye, and then once again a big clear for the Deacons. And right now they are just bombing these balls downfield. They're not even trying to really take possession. They just want to get the ball as far away from the net as possible. And so Yai has it with pressure from Nellermo, putting it downfield off the head of Dietz. Rye will chase after it. Hoff collides with Rye but comes away with it. Gutsy play from Hoff, and it pays off.
Very strong play there from Cam Hoff. Not afraid to take a cleat to the face there as he runs out and grabs that one.
And Hoff, though, on the throw-in, he was trying to hook up with Noah Lance. It was a little too far away as Lance couldn't quite get to it. So Andrade will throw in. Andrade's ball over to Rye. Pressure put on Rye. Bolmy is there as well. McGar has it now for Red River. McGar able to get that one back to Garung. Garung downfield. That one off the feet of Dietz and then out of bounds. Last touch by the Deacons. These last 10 minutes are ticking by very fast if you're Red River and very slow if you're Shanley. Deacons really have not been able to move this ball out of their zone. I know that's not really what they're trying to do, but it would be nice to see them get possession here. They're giving Red River a few too many chances now as they're going to have a free kick as well. A little confusion out there, I think, on the Shanley defense.
Groong trying to get his attacker set here.
And now here goes Gurung, centering ball, looking for the header. Nothing really there, but a second chance maybe. No, it won't go. Strong defense by the Deacons on the far side. Still, though, a great ball is swallowed up by Cam Hoff, and I think it was Pathak on the far side. I can't quite see the number from here, but I do believe that was Pathak who generated that opportunity.
Cam Hoff once again making a very great play. It looks easy, but when you're amongst all those feet down there, it's not easy to go lunge and grab the ball, but he did it again right there.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Red River did a great job getting traffic in front of him, a bunch of guys moving around, blocking his view, looking for angles for rebounds, and Hoff was able to find that ball through a sea of players out there, as now that ball is out of bounds off of Red River.
Number 13, Ethan Shepard.
And now
And let's welcome back on your pitch for your Deacon, number 9.
it's Evan Reinholtz out there. He took a quick breather, and I'm quite confident he'll stay in for the rest of this game. Odin takes a seat. He played very well in his minutes here down the stretch. And now that ball is going to wind up out of bounds off of Shanley, and so it's a quick throw in here for Red River, and they are just trying to move this one back into Shanley territory as quick as possible. Mears trying to head it forward, went off the back of the head, though. Dietz tried to knock it away as well, and it's just going to roll out of bounds. It'll be another throw in for the Riders. Ball back to Magar, Bolmy on him. Magar moving through. Able to get that one off over to Schaefer. Haven't seen too much of Schaefer since the beginning, but he did generate some good opportunities earlier on. Yai has it now back across midfield. He gets that ball back over to Schaefer. Schaefer looking for someone. Deacons want a handball, and they will get that call. Huge call there for Shanley as they'll now get possession.
Jed Shanley's doing a very nice job of applying pressure and not sitting back too much. There we saw Jay Stu make a nice step. He was able to force an error from Red River right there.
And this ball is going to be sent downfield by the Deacons, and it's just going to roll out.
Looks like a yellow card there has been assessed to number 3 Stoker Short on the back line.
Okay, yeah, that does make sense as they've stopped the clock here. And that's a tough loss, Emmett, for Red River, as Stoker Short has been a key piece of their defense here, and I think they'll be without him for the remainder of the game.
Yep, due to high school rule, he has to check out of the game.
So that's a real tough loss for the Riders, as this one's sent downfield. Nellermo going to try to keep it in. Great job getting his head on it. He's got 2 riders right around him, though, trying to get back to it. He cannot, though. It's Yai who's going to carry it forward. Yai moving across midfield. He's got a man. It's Andrade. Off the head of Andrade now, trying to hook up with Pathak. Pathak on the far side. He goes down in a fight with Mears, and it's out of bounds, last touched by Mears. This should be a good opportunity for the Riders, as now we've got another substitution for Red River. As it looks like Short is checking back in.
They want him back in there as soon as possible.
And yes, they're going to put Short right back in. And that makes sense, as I'm sure they don't really care if he picks up another yellow here. Of course, you don't want to lose him for your next game, which is the risk you run. But I think it's more important to try and tie this one up, as that shot's going to be clear of the post. So 3:41 remains, and Emmett, for Red River, this is really kind of their last push here. They've had the ball in Shanley territory, but they're still not really getting too many clear looks at the net.
Yes, they've been able to get into the attacking third, but once again, Owen Mears has just been outstanding back there tonight, not letting anything get through. He's been that brick wall in the defense, and he's been tremendous for Shanley tonight.
Yeah, and, normally I'm not a huge fan of, the strategy to kind of pull everyone back and just, retreat into this more defensive position. But I got to say, it's worked really well for Shanley. They've been executing it perfectly. Here's the header from Lance now. And, boy, a big collision. Odin went way up, Bolmy went way up. Now we've got a whistle and a free kick, I think, coming for Red River. And that was a tough play, very physical. Gannon Brooks went down pretty hard. So this should be huge for the Riders. 2:43 left to go. Gurung on the free kick. He's signaling to his teammates there to move down a little bit.
Got to find a mark here if you're Shanley.
So here goes Garung, putting it in a good spot on net. Ball bouncing towards Hoff, and he gets his hands on it. Garung upset there. He knew that it was a great ball, but Hoff was just the first man there. His teammates a hair behind.
Very dangerous ball there from Garung. Fortunately for Shanley, there was nobody there to get a foot on it.
Huge play there from Nellermo, able to keep possession, and then he got pushed down at the end, or at least that's what they'll say, as it's going to be a call against Red River and a free kick for the Deacons now with 2 minutes left to go.
Deacons fine with just taking their time, trying to milk the clock as much as possible.
Yeah, no doubt about that. They will take all the time they can as Noah sends this one downfield to Nellermo. Nellermo trying to hold it in, and it'll be out of bounds, they say, off of Red River. Yes, it will be off of Red River. And the Grand Forks sideline now a little frantic here, trying to get some instructions out to their team. Perhaps not enthused with the call. And there seems to be a good deal of confusion out there now.
Precious seconds ticking off the clock here for the Riders.
Yeah, if you're the Riders, you can't really be arguing that call. You just got to go back to playing with the amount of time you have left, and that's what they'll do now as Magar is coming in. Magar on the near side, holds up. He's got Bolmy on him. Got about a minute left to work with. This ball now taken by Brooks. Gannon Brooks splits the defenders, but Dietz comes in there and knocks it away. Short is back. He heads it up, and a great ball knocked forward from Brooks. And now Luke Noah's just going to clear that one way away. It's going to take a curl back, though. Not exactly what they want. Less than a minute left in regulation. The throw-in. Good speed here. I think that was Pathak tracking that one down. But Mears and Mickelson were able to box him out as it rolled out of bounds. And that's going to be tough for Red River. The Deacons are going to take their time here. Hoff is going to try and get this ball as far downfield as possible. And if Red River's lucky, they'll get one more crack at this. Hoff gets it almost down to the 50. Noah Lance able to head it forward, just trying to impede any progress Red River can make. Nellermo takes it away, boots it downfield. Thingvold will give chase, just 20 seconds left. If he can really knock this one downfield, it'll be time enough for one more try. I don't think that'll be the case, though. Schaefer is there. Got to move quick. Just 10 seconds left. It's moved downfield. Mears dives forward with the header. It's going to roll just about out of bounds. It's tied up on that side of the field, and Shanley is going to escape with their first conference win of the season. A huge victory for the Deacons.
That Shanley back line did a tremendous job that last 20 minutes. Red River was throwing countless numbers forward, trying to apply as much pressure as possible, and those defenders really held their own.
A real frantic final minutes of the game. Like you said, Emmett, Shanley does a great job of holding up. Red River, they really put the pressure on. They dominated time of possession in that second half. But the big thing was they just never really got those looks, the same looks that Shanley had gotten in the first half. We saw a couple chances, but Hoff stood tall. The Deacon defense stood tall. And like I said, despite that time of possession win for Red River, they just could not find the back of the net. And, so picking up this conference win for Shanley, Emmett, so not only is that got to be great for the Deacons' confidence, but how about not allowing a goal after really struggling defensively to start the season? How big is that for them?
That is very big for the Deacons. Obviously, they gave up 12 goals in 3 games. Obviously, something the coaching staff was not very happy about. Putting up a clean sheet here, that's very important for them. Possibly give their goalie Cam Hoff some more confidence, and it was a great defensive showing tonight. And
so going forward, Emmett, real quick before we go, what do you see for these two teams now in the upcoming weeks?
Well, obviously Red River's going to have to recover. The EDC is possibly more competitive than it's been in several years, but there's always possibilities to pick up points. And for Shanley, they have one more game, and then they have the big game against Davies. That'll be a big one. If they can escape there with 3 points or even 1, that would be a big victory.
All right, well, thanks a lot for coming on here tonight, Emmett. It's been a good time. Folks, we want to remind you before we go quick, we will have Shanley football for you tomorrow night against Grafton. That'll be our first football broadcast of the year, Shanley's first home game of the football season, so be sure to tune in for that again at 7 tomorrow. As for tonight, though, for Emmett Kenny and for our entire crew, I'm Jed Thomas. Your final score from Fargo: Shanley Deacons 1, Grand Forks Red River Roughriders 0. To watch the archived version of this entire game and our other broadcasts, go to ShanleyTV.com. The proceeding has been a presentation of Shanley TV.